Tuesday, September 16th. Welcome into another episode of Daily Dingers brought to you by Better in Green. Tough way to start the week, guys. Went just 1-2, dropped a unit, gave back the unit we won on Friday, lost with Texas and San Francisco money line, came back to win with the Phillies in the night slate there in extra innings against the Dodgers. Again, not in love with MLB this time of year. I am passing on my official plays until the playoffs. I just don't feel like losing a bunch of units and giving away my profit that we've worked so hard to maintain throughout the season. So, again, guys, today's leans are really about as minimal as it gets. Really nothing that I like. It feels just as random as a league ever is. So, we'll get into that in just a minute. I do want to use this show to promote football more than anything today. Guys, running really well in the NFL, starting 7-3. On the season. I think we're up just under 6 units maybe. So really happy with my start to the NFL year. Last year at this time, I was in a massive hole in the NFL. I promised myself we weren't ever going to do that again. Come in with a different game plan, and so far I've executed that well. I've actually been on the wrong side of some really unlucky beats. But still to start 7-3, really proud of that. I'm up a unit and a half in college football, and that only gets stronger as the season goes on. So, and again, college football was in a massive hole this time last year as well. So really proud of how those seasons have gone. And I encourage you, if you do bet the NFL or college football, tune into our betting shows surrounding those leagues. NFL, we go live on Wednesday nights, break down every game on the slate. It's a really fun time. We got people in our live chat. We interact. We take fantasy questions, betting questions from the NFL slate. Really good time. So I encourage you guys to join us there. If you can't join us live on Wednesdays, there is a replay option as well. So please consider checking that out. I also have solo game breakdowns weekly and articles breaking down the NFL. So seeing that really well. Gonna have a huge year in the NFL. So I encourage you guys to follow along for our NFL content and then college football as well. I know I'm going to have a big year in college football. It only gets stronger as the season progresses, especially come bowl games. And we do have our Power 4 pick show that comes out every Friday. We go live every Saturday morning breaking down basically the entire slate of college football. And also Sunday to break down the NFL. So encourage you guys to join us on some of these live shows, interact with us in the comments. It really is an awesome time and really good learning videos as well. So encourage you guys to do that. If you haven't subbed already, please consider doing so. 20 away from 1,100. We're kind of hitting a stalemate. Need a little boost here. We really appreciate everyone who has subscribed, but if you haven't already, if you do enjoy sports and sports betting, please consider doing so. If you like these MLB videos, please drop me a like on this one, and if you could leave me a comment as well. Let me know if there's any game that I didn't talk about today that you want to hear about. Let me know. If I see it before the game kicks off, I'll try to get you my best analysis that I can before the game starts. But guys, let's get into the plays here. Again, very minimal leans, no plays for me tonight. 7:10 Eastern, San Diego Padres heading to New York to face the Mets. Mets minus 125, home favorite. The Padres plus 105, road dog. I want to play the Mets in this game here. I don't think anyone really wants to play the Mets right now. They've been absolutely terrible this month, lost 8 in a row before finally getting an extra innings win on Sunday against Texas. Well, now they had the day off to kind of celebrate that, not celebrate, but feel better about themselves that they finally got off the schneid, got the win. Hosting the Padres, didn't have a day of travel. They have this series against the Padres and then a series against the Nationals. They're still in the wild card spot despite that massive losing streak. I think this is a really focused spot for the Mets here. I think they turn it around to end the last 2 weeks. I think they go on a nice little run here. And I think this is probably the best price we're going to get them at, minus 125 at home. I really like it. The Padres, they're locked in basically to the playoffs at this point. Still chasing down the Dodgers for that division lead. Not sure if they're going to get there, but all the urgency lies here with the Mets. I think after that win and a day off, it's a really nice spot. On the mound going for New York, you have Clay Holmes, and going for the Padres, you have Michael King. I do prefer the home side here. I think you have a pitching edge, a spot edge. You get the home field, the urgency. My favorite play on the card, if there was one I was going to bet, it would be Mets money line, minus 125. Next game up, we are going to 7:40 Eastern start time. The Seattle Mariners heading to Kansas City to face the Royals. Mariners minus 140, road favorite. You can get plus 120 on Kansas City. I think Kansas City is worth a look tonight. Seattle absolutely rolling right now. I believe they've won 9 in a row. Just had a sweep at home, beat the Cardinals in 3 straight games, and then beat the Angels in 4. They had the day off. Now they traveled to Kansas City. I think that could be a bit of a momentum stopper. After Kansas City, they have the Astros on deck, who are now just a half game behind Seattle for the AL West. Seattle, after this nice 9-game win streak, has taken the lead in that division, but a massive series with the Astros after this one. Obviously, they can't take any game for granted. They need as many wins as they can get. But I don't like the spot here for Seattle. You have Kansas City, their first game back home, but their road trip was not good. They did get a win on Sunday, so bringing back a little bit of momentum to their home stadium. I just think at plus 120, you're getting a nice price on a spot that I just don't love the Mariners in. As far as pitching, Logan Gilbert for Seattle, Micah Wacha going for the Royals. Both pitchers are bet on, in my opinion. I don't think there's really any pitching edge either way, but Wacha is one of the better pitchers for Kansas City, so we're going to take a stab with Kansas City at home, plus 120 as our second play. And our final play up, another 7:40 Eastern start time, the Baltimore Orioles playing Game 2 in Chicago against the White Sox. They take Game 1 4-1, and now we have a pick'em price tag, minus 110 both ways. We're going to look at playing the Sox here. Just a gut play. I think they're going to want to save a little face. Just go out, finish the year with a little bit of positive momentum that they can bring into next year. This is their final homestand. They have 2 more against the Orioles and then 3 against the Padres. That's it at home. I think they're just going to want to try to take 3 or 4 of these games at home and finish out their season on the road. Again, try to get a little positive momentum heading into next season with so many down years in a row. I do think they're a little bit on the come up, and I think it's really meaningful if they can finish this season strongly. Orioles really nothing to play for. They won yesterday, continuing a road trip. As far as pitching goes, you have Shane Smith on the mound for the White Sox, which is basically the only bet on pitcher, in my opinion, for the Sox. You have Dean Kramer going for the Orioles, kind of a bet against guy, in my opinion. I do like the edge there for the Sox. We're going to take a stab, minus 110 on Chicago. Again, guys, don't love the card, won't be betting it, but quick recap of my leans today. The Mets money line, minus 125, is my strongest lean. The Royals money line, plus 120, and the White Sox money line, minus 110. Guys, thank you as always for tuning in to another episode of Daily Dingers. Again, if you are an NFL or college football bettor, I really ask you to consider joining us in those live shows and watching on replay as well. Really good content for football. Better and Green started as a football show, and we've branched off into all the other sports we cover, but encourage you guys to check that out if you can. Again, if you haven't subscribed already, please